Celeste was just 15 and pregnant. That's the truth everyone's been trying to spin, bury, and twist. But it's the only truth that explains why she ended up gone and hidden in David's car. He wasn't protecting love. He wasn't protecting an alter ego. He was protecting his career. A baby would have exposed him as the predator he is, so he chose to erase the evidence before the world could see it. This isn't rumor. It isn't theory. It's a calculated cover-up, and every screenshot, every lyric, every move he made proves it. Looking at this case, there's no confusion, no mystery alter ego. The truth is sitting right in front of us. David erased Celeste because she was pregnant with his child. That was the one secret he couldn't afford to let out. The Discord leaks say it all. His own words. Me and her got a kid on the way. That's not a rumor. That's not somebody twisting things. That's him. And the moment that pregnancy became real, his career was over. He knew the world would turn on him instantly, so he did the unthinkable. He erased her, and he erased the baby. Scroll through the comments and people are saying the same thing. One person flat out wrote, "This guy is guilty, bruh." Another asked, "How is he free after they found a teen girl in his car?" And the harshest one, "Now it appears she was pregnant with his kid. This guy should be locked away." To me, that says it all. This wasn't random. This was calculated, all to hide a pregnancy. The constant back and forth about the so-called two Celestes doesn't look like confusion. It looks like cover. David leaned on the existence of an older Celeste to throw people off from the truth about the younger one, the 15-year-old who ended up gone. Same name, similar look, even online interactions that blurred the lines. That wasn't coincidence. That was strategy, a smokescreen to protect himself. And when you dig deeper, the obsession becomes impossible to ignore. He was releasing songs on her birthday. Like one commenter pointed out, D4vd was releasing songs on the girl's birthday, and they said they needed to look for a connection. That and the matching tattoo is more than enough to suspect bad things. That's not art. That's obsession. Another person said it better than I ever could. The fact this dude was involved with someone that young as a grown man isn't enough to end his career is insane. And honestly, that's the truth. This whole two Celestes angle was nothing but a shield. But the reality? The real Celeste was underage, pregnant, and silenced. Look closely at his music and online behavior. What you see isn't creativity, it's obsession bleeding through every lyric, every post, every release date. He wasn't writing songs out of thin air. He was writing about her, Celeste, and he made sure the world knew it, even if it didn't click until later. Take romantic homicide. He dropped that on her birthday. That's not bad timing, that's a deliberate move, a sick tribute. People noticed it too. One person wrote, "This dude is cooked." His song, Romantic Homicide, is basically a confession, and he released it on her birthday. That isn't art, it's evidence. Another chilling example is the lyric, "In the back of my mind, I erased you and I didn't even regret it." And then a fan put it bluntly, "He erased that innocent soul and put it in the back of his car." I guess he lived up to that, put the pieces together. And those words feel less like a song and more like a diary of what he actually did. His obsession wasn't hidden. It was screaming at us the whole time. And here's what's even darker. David wasn't alone in this. He had people around him, managers, collaborators, even other artists. And the way it looks, they knew more than they're willing to admit. His manager, Josh Marshall, was the one renting the house David lived in. If Celeste was ever there, Josh knew. Then there are clips of Benny Blanco hanging out with him, making music like nothing was wrong. How is that normal? How is that okay? Because here's the truth. It wasn't just David hiding a pregnant teenager, it was an entire circle around him that either ignored it or chose to protect him. That's where the real scandal sits, the silence of people who should have spoken up. And when I saw this comment, it hit me hard. There has to be a study or investigation to try and understand why so many musicians, singers, rappers end up in relationships with underage girls. Doesn't matter the genre of music, it happens in everyone that's popular. That's a serious question. And it makes me wonder if David's case is just one in a long line of scandals the industry keeps burying. That's the most disturbing part. This isn't just about one man. It's about a culture that looks the other way. Hollywood and the music industry feel built to protect the brand at all costs, even if that means sacrificing a child's life. If that's true, then this case isn't just David's scandal. It's an industry-wide crime of silence. The online side of this case only makes it clearer. Posts disappearing, accounts being deleted, threads suddenly wiped like they never existed. That doesn't look like random moderation. It looks like someone scrambling to erase the trail before it got too obvious. On Discord, usernames linked to Celeste suddenly vanished, but the metadata stayed. No matter how much they tried to scrub, the digital fingerprints don't lie. You can delete an account, but you can't erase the connections, the screenshots, or the receipts already saved. And when fans themselves are the ones archiving those receipts in real time, that shows how little trust there is in his camp. People knew he'd try to hide the truth, so they beat him to it. It's the same thing on Reddit. Whole conversations calling David out just disappeared. And then reports surfaced about him using burner accounts, even one allegedly called "failing for me," just to remove posts that questioned him. That kind of behavior doesn't happen unless someone is terrified the truth will stick. And the truth is already out there. The more this kind of cleanup shows up, the more it proves what was coming. If David had nothing to hide, why would his name, his accounts, and his circles be working so hard to bury everything? The cover-up speaks louder than any defense. The cleanup itself feels like the biggest confirmation of guilt, because only someone who knows he's caught would try this hard to erase himself. What makes it worse is the timing. These deletions, these sudden vanishing accounts, they didn't happen randomly. They happened right when the story broke wide open. From where I stand, that screams fear. It feels like the kind of panic you only see when the truth is too dangerous to leave online. The digital side of this scandal is as dirty as the real-world side, and it only reinforces what we already know. He had everything to lose, so he tried everything to bury it. Look at the leaks, the obsession in his songs, the Hollywood silence, and the frantic digital cleanup. It all fits together like a puzzle. The multiple Celestes were a distraction, a smokescreen to confuse people. The Hello Kitty fixation, the birthday releases, the lyrics about breaking the law, none of that was artistic flair. It was obsession bleeding through, and it was obvious to anyone who bothered to connect the dots. And then the industry silence. Managers, collaborators, celebrities around him. There's no way they were clueless. They chose silence. That's what makes this case even darker. The way power protects predators until the truth forces its way out. And the more people stay quiet, the guiltier it looks. If anything, the silence doesn't protect him anymore. It exposes just how many were complicit. And let's be honest, if this was anyone else, if this wasn't a rising star with backing, he would already be behind bars. The only reason there's hesitation is because of money, power, and image. To me, that proves this case isn't just about one man's crime, it's about the system protecting him. So, there's no more debate. This wasn't random, it wasn't misunderstood. This was a pregnancy cover-up, and that's the real reason Celeste is gone. And if justice doesn't come soon, it won't just be David under fire. It'll be everyone who stood by and did nothing. Step back and look at the whole picture, and it all connects. The leaked messages about a pregnancy, the smokescreen of two Celestes, the obsession in his music, the Hollywood silence, and the frantic digital cleanup. This isn't just a scandal, it's a confirmation. Celeste was 15, she was pregnant, and David silenced her to protect his career. That's the truth here, and no amount of deleted posts or excuses can erase it. And the fact that an entire industry stood by, that people around him chose to stay quiet, makes it even more disturbing. If this case doesn't end with real justice, then the system is broken beyond repair. But that's how I see it. What about you? Do you see the same cover-up? Let me know in the comments, because this story isn't over yet.